Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Liu. I sit at the Coordinating Center for the A2 Collective, and I do external relations, partnerships, and outreach. All right, I'd like to welcome you to our reverse pitch session where we flip the script. Instead of founders pitching investors, today our funders, accelerators, and platforms are pitching you. And this is, as you know, an incredible room. AI, health tech, aging founders, and academics building real products with real data sets, running pilots, and in many cases, already in the market. These are exactly the teams that you want to fund. So this should be pretty efficient. We've got around 12 speakers, 3 minutes each. What they're going to do is do three things. They're going to say who they are, their name, et cetera. What do they do, fund, accelerate, and what are they looking for right now? And more specifically, I've asked them to be specific on stage, check size, pilots, data access. What gets you to say yes? So assume the right founder is here. I'd like to bring up our first pitcher.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Mahesh Narayanan. I'm the managing partner at Innovation Ventures, part of Matchplay Group. Just as a quick background to myself, I'm a alumni of Boston University as a undergrad, and I did my graduate work at University of Pennsylvania in neurology. Been in the industry both in pharma as well as startups for over 15 years. Started off as a scientist at GSK, worked myself up to co-lead their clinical neuro team for about 5 years before jumping out and starting a couple of own ventures, one in the diagnostic space and then one in the therapeutic space. And happy to say that both of them have been exited at this point. My background kind of led towards, once the exit, towards venture capital, initially as part of the Autism Impact Fund, and then eventually decided to start my own fund named Innovation Ventures with a focus specifically on neuro health. And I'm going to go through who we are in general. So we're based out of Baltimore, Maryland, so not too far from here. But we do have an entire team across the United States. We have a 20-person team as part of Matchplay, which is the umbrella fund. We have a little over 10 healthcare funds within Matchplay and a little over 120 partner funds that we work with. And we have funding all the way from pre-seed up to IPO. And so the concept behind Matchplay is to be able to back the company from the start of the company to exit. And so we are usually there the entire way. We like to lead, which makes us quite unique in the venture capital world. But we also work with quite a lot of partner funds that where we provide diligence for those companies, specifically in 4 key areas within Matchplay: neurology, cardiology, immuno-oncology, and wellness. Those are our key areas within Matchplay, of which I lead the neuro team. And I'm also the lead for the investment committee of Matchplay in general. Some of the things that make us unique, we often are the first institutional capital in most companies that we invest in. And we do go in quite early, as I mentioned, from pre-seed. But typically, our sweet spot is seed, Series A. And that pretty much goes in the check sizes between $100K up to $1 million. But we do also go up to between $1 and $5 million for our growth funds, and then up to between $10 and $25 million for our late-stage funds. So we really try to grow with the company within our firms, as we call it, to try to keep them in the family. And as a company grows and outgrows one of our smaller funds, we hand them off to one of our larger funds. So one of the things that makes us unique is that you kind of go through diligence once, and then we pretty much work through with you once you get funding. But obviously, the hurdle there is that it is a committee investment decision, and so if one fund or fund manager says no, unfortunately, it's a no from all of us. So there's a 3 yes rule within Matchplay from each levels of the funds. And the idea here is that we really want conviction across all levels of funds to make sure we are able to back the founder from the start of the company to potential exits. As I'll speak specifically to Matchplay itself, Innovation itself. We do focus primarily on medical devices, diagnostics, therapeutics, as well as digital health. AI kind of goes across all of those spectrums there. And within the seed stage, we primarily look for companies that at least have IP that have been coming out of the university, as well as we're looking for early proof of concept in animal data. For Series A companies, we're often looking at those looking to move towards IND filing, towards phase 1 data, or if you're a medical device or diagnostic, looking for pilot studies. And so first-in-human studies is really what we're looking for in the Series A stage. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. And you can find me upstairs if you'd like to learn more about Nuvation or Matchplay. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mackenzie. I am the Director of Discovery and Strategic Partnerships with Humana. If you're not familiar with Humana, we have contracts in the Medicaid space, Medicare Advantage, and TRICARE. We also have 350 clinics around the nation. They're primary care clinics that are focused on senior care, so we know a lot about seniors. In the discovery space, I lead a team that assesses every clinically oriented company that's looking to do business with Humana. And so we try to start with a problem statement, a hot spot in the senior space, and then we look at the marketplace to see what innovations are out there that are maybe solving these problems that we're seeing with our seniors. We look to contract in a value-based arrangement to start. And so Humana doesn't have a VC fund per se. We do some equity investment, but we like to start with a value-based contract. And so I know a lot of you are, your innovations are startup, pre-startup, maybe not ready for that value-based agreement yet. And so I'm here to help advise and suggest what is going to make your value prop strong when you are ready to come to a Humana or another payer. 3 things I want to leave you with as you think about developing a relationship with a payer. We're looking for a value prop, like I said. We're looking for 3 things. So a value prop, we're looking for experience in the Medicare space, and we're looking for individuals that are open to collaboration. So back to that value prop, it's really important that you have your clinical outcomes established, but we also want to see where are your impacts when it comes to member experience? Are they going to use your technology? Is your technology impacting and aligned to CMS quality measures? It's really important to us. And then the 3rd thing under that value prop that we're looking for is, are you reducing medical costs in some way? So specifically, are you avoiding, does your solution avoid hospitalizations or improve chronic conditions in some way? So look forward to talking with you all if we haven't spoken already, and congratulations.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Winn Hong. I'm with Nokia Ventures. As some of you probably know, Nokia makes phones that don't make phones anymore. They make a lot of everything else, telecommunications, 6Gs, 5Gs, 4Gs, and all of that. My job is, as a venture partner, is to look for technology that essentially uses the platform of communication. It's AI-driven, Wi-Fi, interconnectivity, all that. And if you combined that infrastructure with a medical device or some sort of diagnostic tool, it really is able to expand on both Nokia's platform, and that's something that they want to expand, and also to be enable mass telecommunication between devices, between hospitals, between users and providers. We are also just established a venture studio out in New Jersey with the state of New Jersey. That studio has funding for pre-seed to seed level. in an amount of about up to $1 million per check. Right. The good side is that there's a lot of capital. There's a lot of also resources available. You could also tap into the Bell Labs, Nokia Bell Labs expertise. Those guys are super good at all things telecommunication, quantum, all that. But the catch is that you have to set your company, or at least have an office in New Jersey, in the venture studio, in order to get that $1 million check, up to $1 million, right? And so I'll make mine short. Yeah. So anybody who fits into the category of AI-driven, medical devices that uses infrastructure, please come see me. Right. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Kline. I am the founder and sole general partner of Cistern Capital, the wellness VC from New York. So my firm is focused on health, wellness, longevity. We invest in pre-seed and seed stage companies, typically focused on check sizes between, call it $200,000 to $600,000. I launched the fund primarily to address all of the major American health crises that we have kind of concurrently going on right now. Really primarily focused on reversing chronic disease and extending health span, and doing so holistically. So I think about health and wellness from the standpoint of 8 dimensions of wellness. We probably all heard about the 4 pillars of health. So I've extended that into 8 dimensions of wellness, not just physical health, but financial, social, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, occupational, and environmental. That leads me to invest in a pretty wide scope of different companies across those domains, everything from consumer-facing apps and products to business-to-business health tech solutions and digital health and telehealth platforms, even some biotech. So I'm not a doctor. You didn't see any initials after my name. Don't have a suit either, so a bit of an LA vibe, but I'm actually in New York, and we do sort of a new age version of healthcare investing, I would call it. Very focused on prevention and proactivity. Thanks a lot.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ken Honeycutt. I'm director with Samsung Health. I'd like to first take time to thank Rose Lee and her team and all of those who have put this symposium together. You probably think about Samsung from a consumer devices perspective: TVs, mobile phones, watches, Ring appliances. I'm going to be talking about 2 areas which you probably haven't heard of. The first one is Samsung Next. And Samsung Next is a funding source for digital health tech companies. They are typically pre-rev or early rev organizations that are affiliated with AI in healthcare, longevity, or I'll say frontier technologies. Think about genetics, biosensors, novel sensors as well. We also have the 4 pillars of health, which are going to be sleep, exercise, nutrition, and mindfulness. So those are the areas where Samsung Next makes investments. Most of the time, the checks are around $500,000. We've written checks as high as $3 million over the years. So again, I'm happy to share more information after this. The other hat I'm wearing today is Samsung Health, and this is applicable to digital health tech companies here as well. So Samsung Health is a new organization within Samsung where we are developing a virtual mall, or think about it as a marketplace, where digital health tech companies will coalesce and be able to be up under one roof where consumers can come and be able to gain information about and procure products and services. If I were to use a physical mall construction as an analogy, we've bought the land, we've cleared the land, we've dropped footers, poured concrete, and the steel construction's going up. And that's kind of where we're at in terms of the development cycle. While we're building, we will be inviting partners, or AKA tenants, into this mall. And we want to be able to provide visibility for your organization to consumers during this process. And that can be done through events and activities that we take place, for example, at CES, HIMSS, and VIVE, and other conferences like this. We want to share data. So if you're deriving data off of your device, whether it be a wearable like the Samsung Galaxy Watch or others, or if it's an app or a biometric sensor of some form, we want the data access to that, and we want to coalesce that data along with consumer-consented personal health record information. We'll pull all that together and be able to provide some very unique capabilities around insights and interventions and nudges for consumers and for their caregivers. The last leg of this, because I heard this earlier, is that getting this information into the clinical workflow is important. We recently bought a company by the name of Zelf that will take this data and throw it into the clinical workflow. I will be here for the next 2 days. If you're interested in speaking, I would love to have the opportunity to talk with you. Thank you.
My name is Amelia Hay, and I am from AARP. I represent the innovation arm of AARP. We have an ecosystem called the Age Tech Collaborative from AARP. We work with startups that have a solution that make aging easier for everyone. We have an accelerator program. There's a certain way that startups have to come in. Any kind of solution with aging, you pitch in one of our pitch events, and then we kind of get you through certain gates of review, and then we have an accelerator program that is completely virtual, completely free, and we hit the pain points that you have right then, and we try to help you resolve those pain points. So it's very bespoke, it's very one-on-one, trying to help you with your problems. On the other side of the ecosystem, we are looking for VCs that are interested in this space. They don't necessarily have to focus on the aging sector at this point. We are happy to use the breadth and depth of information from AARP to educate you on the opportunities that exist from an investment standpoint. And we look for enterprises, any company that is really interested in looking at this space, like Samsung Health. A2 Collective is also in. They were one of our first partners. And companies that want to offer piloting opportunities for our startups. So the ecosystem was really designed to help these startups further scale. I think aging crosses a lot of sectors. I think we all know that. So we cover a lot of different things because we believe that aging is living. We are also embarking, the Age Tech Collaborative is embarking on looking at strategies around wellness and prevention from a younger age than we normally look at. So, you know, I'm on LinkedIn, and I am I try to respond to everyone that responds and meet with you. So I'm open to hearing your solutions. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Heather Koshinsky, and I guess I get to be here because I'm a serial entrepreneur, co-founded 4 companies and have 4 successes, and that led me to Skydeck, where I head the BioPlus Health Track chair. Now, Skydeck is a little confusing because it's one name that does 2 things. There's a Skydeck.edu, which is program content, and there's a Skydeck.vc, which is a venture fund, which is actually currently closing its 3rd fund, and so it's doing quite well. Now, Skydeck, I use that name singly to encompass both parts, is an incubator and an accelerator, an international partner, and the fund. The incubator, Skydeck, has 2 batches a year. The program lasts about 5.5 months. It has an incubator portion, which only access about the first 2 months of programming contact, didactic interaction, a little bespoke interaction, and then they move on. The international partnerships are companies that are coming in internationally to access the VC ecosystem that Skydeck is part of UC Berkeley, that the Silicon Valley, UC Berkeley ecosystem allows access to. And then the accelerator portion are actually receive an investment from the fund. It's a $200,000 investment historically, although it is going up to $210,000. They also have that didactic programming. Then there's a 2-month break, and then they come back really to focus on Investor Month, where the fund steps in and stands them up in front of all of the fund's friends and investors, from angel, high network, private equity, CVCs, traditional VC, and that's a whole month of the fund taking the companies around. Now, I did say it was part of the program content was part of UC Berkeley, and that makes it sector agnostic. And so the Bio Plus Health portion, which is the portion I head up, really is Bio Plus Health in the broadest sense of the word. That could be software for a medical office, it could be a hospital operating system, it could be the robot that's delivering food in a senior facility, it could be software as a therapeutic, it could be a diagnostic, a detection, a device, a detection device, a therapeutic, a true-on drug, a new operating system, a better organoid model that mimics aging, a new enzyme that's discovered in the lab that is going to do something amazing within Bio Plus Health. But of course, because it's agnostic, it would touch aging and longevity in every other sector as well. And applications are twice a year, and you go through F-Success, and if we're connected on LinkedIn, you'll get an auto announcement from me.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Terik Tidwell. I'm the head of Platform and Ecosystem with AJ Ventures, which is the American Heart Association's venture capital arm. Yes, we do exist. For more than 100 years, the American Heart Association has been a relentless force for trying to ensure the world has longer lives and healthier communities. As a part of that 100-year celebration, we launched AJ Ventures, which includes an investment platform of more than 4 different funds that is investing across the entire journey of the patient, from preventative care, diagnostic, clinical, and also post-acute. As part of our investment philosophy and strategy is really to take some of the knowledge that we have generated through our 250 plus investments into biomedical sciences and leverage our investment strategies to ensure that they move through the process and growth and impact. Our first investment fund, which is our impact investing vehicle, is investing in some of the more of the digital health space, from $500 to $1 million in pre-seed to seed. We invest in companies that are in digital health, that are focusing on preventative and also on care coordination. Through our GRFW fund, which is our more larger $75 million fund, we look for companies that are in the Series A to Series C that is targeting Alzheimer's or prevention and also diagnostics within that space as well. We also have created our venture studio model, which is a co-creation to ensure that we bring partners together that are actually looking at either IP coming out of universities or health systems, academic research labs, to find ways in which we can take the company through or their IP through clinical validation, market validation, and also investor validation, and help it graduate from our venture studio. Our fourth and last is our LP commitment, which is our Koshinsky capital, which is investing in diagnostic companies, particularly those that may be within cardiovascular and also in brain health. And those check sizes can range from $2 million to $5 million, from Series A to Series C. So when you think about AJ Ventures, we're not just providing financial capital, we're also providing social capital and also intellectual capital to ensure innovation moves and has an impact on society. So today, what we're looking for is really seeing ideas that are out there in the ecosystem that may fit into some of our investment strategies and also be able to connect with some of our existing portfolio companies and also our ecosystem partners. So please come find me. I'll be upstairs on the 8th floor and looking forward to learning more about your innovations. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Really happy to be here and looking forward to meet some of you anyway. Landry, I'm the managing partner and co-founder of Age Tech Capital. We're 3 partners and 1 venture partner. We invest in Canada and United States. We have 2 sources of funding. So the first one is we launched and created an angel investment platform in collaboration with AARP. And so at seed level, if you have some market traction or contracts, please, we would love to have your application. We have a phenomenal selection committee that will be looking at your case and then put onto a platform where angel investors do SPVs. And so that's one source. This is pretty broad, so there's no specific focus for the angel investment platform. For the fund and the fund investment, we look for Series A to Series C. Obviously, we'd like to engage before. We look at health span and wealth span, and so pretty broad. But we're not specialists into med tech, and so that's probably not our focus. More on AI, SaaS, looking at preventative lifestyle medicine, and everything that has to do with a holistic lifestyle medicine approach. So that's for the health span. And we invest both in Canada and the US, and we look for phenomenal founders, obviously, but also founders that know about their distribution and where they will have. We've learned over the past years how difficult it is, and it's really long sales cycles. And so knowing your distribution channel for us is quite key. So thank you very much, and I look forward to meeting you.
Hi, my name is Todd, Mitty, and I'm delighted to be here. I'm particularly happy to be here as I was recently in Abu Dhabi working on a new startup when the war broke out. Now, I've known our host, Rosalie, for a very long time. She's a dear friend. I texted Rose from Abu Dhabi with pictures from my hotel room of missile interceptions, smoke from a drone strike, and emergency alerts received on my iPhone. Rose texted back, "Get out of there." I responded, "Thank you for your concern for my well-being." She said, "No, it's that you promised to speak at my conference in DC." And so began an intense 48-hour exfil to get eight people to safety. It involved a drive across the Omani Al-Hajar Al-Garbi Desert, a private plane from Muscat to Athens, with refueling in Medina, Saudi Arabia, and finally commercial flights back to New York via a connection in Munich. So, after all that, 2 weeks ago today, I walked through the door of my apartment in Tribeca back home. Now, I tell you all of this because the logistics, heavy lifting, and execution were only possible by leaning into experience, relationships, ingenuity, and tenacity, all lubricated with capital. Every step along the way hit issues that had to be solved or required a pivot or brute force to continue forward progression. And losing focus was not an option given the high stakes. Any of this sound familiar? Well, I thought it serves as an apt analogy for what I suspect many of you are experiencing as you pursue your entrepreneurial endeavors. Among my many interests, I advise and invest in a portfolio of early-stage opportunities across a spectrum of emerging technologies, including quantum computing, AI, blockchain, energy, sustainability, and even biotech. In fact, I'm helping with an $8 million safe raise right now in precision tumor targeting for applying radiopharmaceuticals and other therapies that is advancing toward human validation and strategic partnerships. Please tap me on my shoulder if you would like to learn more. That range of activity may sound strange, but I view it as one of my superpowers. It all makes perfect sense to me and amplifies my academic and professional career, my skills, inquisitiveness, passion, grit, and wisdom of age. I look forward to engaging with all of you to identify a potential match. Now, I'm not a match for everyone, and that's okay. But if we do match, I'm happy to explore ways that I can best help you as an advisor, potential investor, or a connector to relationships and other capital and resources. Please feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Keith Camhi. I'm the Managing Director of the Techstars Healthcare Accelerator in Washington, D.C., run in collaboration with Permanente Medicine Mid-Atlantic States. For those who might not know what Techstars is, we're a global collection of accelerators. We run 10 companies at a time for 3-month programs all over the world, and we've been doing it for 20 some odd years. Techstars has had about 5,000 companies go through our programs for intensive mentorship. They've gone on to raise $30 billion in venture funding with an aggregate market cap of over $130 billion, which is to say that we think the companies that come through are pretty special, and investors vote with their wallets to say they think so too. So with that context in mind, the local program here in DC is completely healthcare focused, and we previously ran a program in partnership with Pivotal Ventures, Melinda Gates' fund, focused on longevity. This program, in partnership with Permanente Medicine, which is the exclusive provider group dedicated to providing care for the Kaiser Permanente brand, is about 1,800 physicians and serves 800,000 some odd people, top quality, nationally top ranked quality provider. And our program is, again, designed to accelerate companies quickly. And so we provide support from approximately 100 mentors who will work with the 10 companies to get into the program. They are a combination of Techstars mentors who are business experts, supporters of startups, several of whom are in the audience, and help with things like product market fit and fundraising strategy, and help you get chart a faster, better path to success. In addition, we get about 100 physicians involved from Permanente Medicine to work with companies specifically on trying to seek pilots within their organization. So if you are a healthcare company that could benefit from a pilot with Permanente Medicine in value-based care, we're a great fit for that. We invest $220,000 in every company that gets in, and then provide an in-person, again, three-month program to help support you. There is a bunch more information on that. If you just Google Techstars Permanente, will be what comes up. I'll be hanging around here. We have applications open right now for our fall class. We ran the first class of this last fall and had 10 extraordinary companies in from around the world. 7 of 10 of them have secured pilots with Permanente, and I guess that's probably the superpower of this particular program, is that, as you may know, getting in with Kaiser Permanente is a bit of a kingmaker opportunity for anyone deploying within the care system. And this is about the earliest stage on-ramp into working with an organization of that size. So with that, if a pilot with Permanente would be a good fit for you, and you're looking to both get a little funding and get some support with ongoing funding opportunities, we'd be a good fit, and I'll be around. Thanks.
All right, I stand between everyone and the coffee break, so I'll make it quick. My name's Mastrangelo. I'm a senior program manager at the Center for Aging and Brain Health Innovation, otherwise known as Camhi. I think there's a lot of government folks in the room, so probably a lot of acronym fans. So I'll call us Camhi for the purposes of this presentation. Camhi is a subsidiary of Baycrest Health Sciences in Toronto. Baycrest has been around for over 100 years. It's a campus focused on geriatric care. At Baycrest, there's over 1,000 beds spanning senior living through to specific memory care as well as dementia care units. So with Camhi, we have certain core programs. We've been around for about 10 years. Our current programs, I'm going to bucket into 3 main areas. First, we have programs for companies. So we invest and support companies from the pre-seed to Series B stage. We also have programs for researchers, so we'll support researchers with non-dilutive grants of up to $500,000 through many of our programs, currently our FUEL program. And then finally, we support care organizations. So what this looks like, it's our DNA program, and essentially we support and fund care organizations to run innovation RFPs that they work with us on, and then they can select innovative companies that have solutions. My specific role, I focus on our late stage company funding programs on our investment team. Over the last 5 years, we have invested in over 100 companies, again, in that like seed through Series B stage. A little bit about our thesis, because I usually get a lot of questions about it. So the stage I had just mentioned, what we focus on is age tech that can include anything between estate planning and fintech, through to medical device and health tech, and most recently now we are including life science and biotech as well. So think like Alzheimer's therapeutics, both invasive and non-invasive. So what the deal looks like for us, it's $500,000 Canadian, which I don't even want to know how much that is in US dollars right now, but that's done on a post-money safe. We typically will invest and do like a year-long sort of project with the company tied to that as well. So a couple calls to action right now. Our FUEL program is open for applications. This is available to that kind of like earlier seed to Series A stage companies. We'll also fund researchers through that as well, and that's open until April 15th. And then also definitely something to keep an eye on for the US companies in the room would be our Discover and Adopt program. There's going to be about 15 RFPs being posted by Canadian senior care organizations in the next couple weeks. So you can take a look. If you meet one of those RFP criteria, you can apply, and again, a great program. So again, I'm here for the next 2 days as well, like many have mentioned, so looking forward to connecting with everyone.
Can we get another round of applause for all our funders, accelerators, and platforms?